Victor Alpha 7, Bravo Indy X-ray, QRZ.
Alpha 5, Quebec.
Holy smokes! G'day mate, Simon, VA7BIX. Alrighty, there's been a lot of requests for this next antenna to see an up close of me assembling it, getting it on the air. I'm going to grab some footage from the live stream, which I'm starting here in a minute. So we're going to get this together and we're going to build the tape measure antenna, guys. Here we go, woohoo! Alright guys, well before we get on with the assembly, I'm just going to show you what I've got here. I've made this block, literally this block out of an old stair tread, which is a 2x6, and the length of that is about 12 inches long, and it could be any length, it could be 14, but I wouldn't go much shorter. You could even go 16 if you wanted, whatever. And here, that's just a 4x4, and I've drilled that out with a spade drill. And this enables this 1.25 inch piece of PVC to go in there like that. And it's pretty loose fit, but it works, and I'll show you how I secure it here in a minute. And then just over here, I've got just put 2 screws either side of this tape measure, and I've just run a little bit of copper wire through that little clip there like that. And then this will lift up like so, and then I can adjust the height accordingly. So one of the main things when you're doing this, guys, is you will need, if you're going to do it in this configuration, you are going to need some sort of bench here. So I've got this beauty here, but if you're doing it with if you're sort of out in nature, you could easily just do all of this on a tripod. But for now, we're going to just do with what I've got here. And let's do a quick walkthrough, let's get it set up, and you'll see how it, in no time at all, we've got this thing up in the air and rocking the airwaves. So what you do need, guys, I've got a pair of pliers. I've also got some of these big ground spikes because there's often wind here. And you'll see that I've got down the bottom here, I've got a couple of these little drill spades here. So I use these to help secure the piece of PVC into that. And the PVC that I'm using here is Schedule 40. This is 1 inch internal, and this is Schedule 40. And the Schedule 40 is great because it's very sturdy, and I've had no problems with weight bearing and bowing in the wind. It doesn't snap. So let's get on with this, and we'll get it set up, guys. But the first thing we need to do is we need to secure this. So in order to secure this, I put it right on the corner of the bench, like so. Then I just use a ordinary clamp. I think you just call this like a woodwork clamp or a C clamp, if you will. And I just clamp this down here, like so, right on the corner. Really, I go pretty tight on this. There we go, so that's not going anywhere. And I get my pair of pliers. And then what I do here, guys, there's my smaller one. I'm just going to go, I put it into the hole there. And I just hammer that down pretty good to get some purchase. And then I do the same on the other side. And you could go any size. I use, what am I using here? Basically, so that's 1/2 inch. I'm using 1/2 inch and 3/8. And then I just sort of put this in here. Smack that down pretty good. And that is not going anywhere. There you go. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to, just to show you how secure it is, I'm going to mount that camera onto the pole here while I assemble the rest of it. All right, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is we get our fishing rod, our simple fishing pole. And this fishing pole is about 13.5 feet long, and it's 2 sections. So what I've done here, this bottom one here, I've actually insulated that with tape just to stop any little bit of capacitance coupling or anything like that. And I've actually stripped a couple of runners off, and this was really cheap. And I'm going to use the last 2 runners for the cord. So then I just simply put the rod in like so. And the next thing we're going to do is get the cord. You know what, guys, if you can get this stuff, I'd really recommend it. I got this in Oz, It's just Trader's nylon builder's line. It's fantastic. It's got no real stretch and it's very visible, which I like, and it's tough. You don't want to use fishing line if you can help it, because fishing line monofilament has stretch, and if you can't see it, you might find that you end up getting it tangled. So with this, what I like about it is I can see it, and if the wind is blowing and the tape is sort of blowing around, I can see, hey, I've got one twist over or whatever. So I use this stuff. So then what we're going to do, we just feed it up through the last runner here, which you can see. I go through probably the last couple of runners, like so. You want to make sure it's longer than the bottom of the fishing pole, especially if the wind is blowing, because it'll blow everywhere up in the air. All right, now let's get the fishing pole up on the stand here. So what I do here, I just make sure that the top runner, the line is on the side of the tape measure. There we go. So then what we do is I just stick this into here, like so. And then we are basically up to the next step. And let me quickly take this off here for you so I can show you what's going on. So what we've got going here, guys, is there's the PVC. And then here, I've just jammed this in. So this is obviously 7/8 or, but it's tapered. And you might be able to find one that you might need to sand just a little, guys. But this really wedges in nicely there, and then the wind is blowing straight on shore. So what I'm going to do is I will tie a stay like that. But the main thing is I've got my line coming down, and let me just put this back down over here and we'll continue on. So there's the end, and then what I do is I just quickly, I'll tie it off to the end of the tape measure, which is here. And the good thing is, once you know where 5 or 6 feet is, you know that you can tie off for 10 meters. So there we go. So I've just tied off the tape measure, and I wind up the surplus of this. Perfect. So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump this spool onto the clamp here. And then the next thing we need to do, guys, we've now got this tied up to the tape measure. What I actually do is I actually just raise the tape measure up just a couple of feet, like so. Then I just cleat it off. And you can already see the list on it, hey? So I just do an ordinary half hitch, like so. And then I often go over this bubble just here, give it extra purchase. And then just to take the weight, I'm going to pull it to here. So here are the radials, guys. These are 2 pieces of 6-foot dowel that I've just cut in half in the middle. And there's 16 wires here that are 8 feet 9 inches. And what I've got here, guys, I've just wrapped it up. I've got the terminal block, and then I've got my little clamp like so. So then I just attach this to anything. It could be the tape measure, or in this instance, I'm just going to attach it to the clamp while I unwind the radials like so. So that's pretty much it, guys. And then we just raise and lower the tape measure accordingly, and I'm going to grab some of that footage from the live stream, which I'll include in the video. But it gives you a bit of an idea. There's the antenna farm, and I've actually had a little accident that's just happened, and I want to show you what's happened here, guys. See this here? This little connector has just pulled off. So that's why you always carry a tool like a Leatherman. And I also have are little screwdrivers, the little Phillips head and flat head screwdrivers for this. So what I'm going to have to do here, I've got to quickly do a bit of fast moving here to get this ready for the live stream, which starts in 10 minutes. So there we go. So then I'm just going to put that through here, like so. I just sort of clamp that down like that, and then see how the wire's going under that. So this is a bit of a band-aid, but there you go. So that took all of 20 seconds to repair. So there we are. Now we're set up. We've got the tape measure up. The last thing we need to do, which I'm going to bring over to here, we've still got to set the radio up, but we also need to set up the coax. So what I do with the coax here, guys, see this wonderful little terminal block here? I've got the other side. So there's the other side of the terminal block. And I just make sure that number 3 is the ground, number 1 is the is the radiating. And then what I do is I typically go round that, because I don't want this touching the metal of that, okay? Because that can create weirdness with SWR and stuff like that. And then there you go. So now we are basically hooked up. I know that roughly 6 feet is where it's resonant on 10 meters. So I've raised it up to 70 inches, or a bit over, or a bit more, 71 inches, which is roughly 6 feet, 71, 72 inches. And now we are basically set up and we are ready to go. Top band is 28. SWR is 1:1. Absolutely 1:1, guys. So now we're ready to go. So that took about, what, 3 minutes, 4 minutes? And we'll be ready to live stream in about 6 minutes. So now we're resonant for 10 meters. All right, guys, I hope that helped. That's basically the 101 of the tape measure. I'm going to grab some footage here of the live stream, and believe you me, guys, this antenna works like gangbusters. I love it. All right, guys, take care. 7-3. Woohoo! G'day, guys. Here we are. We're live. Welcome to Uplands Park here on this beautiful sunny day. I cannot believe it. Look at this. I'm almost sweating.
November 4, Zulu Delta X-ray. My friend, you are a 5'9" plus a whole big old bunch here. Kilo Julia 5 Echo Julia Victor. You would tell you're coming in about a 5'7" in South Central Texas. Zulu Oscar. November 2 Oscar Zulu Oscar. November 2 Oscar Zulu Oscar. You're about a 5'3". 5'3". The name is Mike. Mary Ida Kilo Echo. Go ahead. Kilo Oscar 4. Golf Alpha Romeo. Roger, roger, buddy. 54, 54, Sierra Charlie Simon. 83, not 82 or 84. 83 watts, my friend.
Oh, you are a legend, mate. That is absolutely fantastic.
Whiskey 0, Charlie Golf, Charlie.
Sel?
Oh, Roger, roger. I have you 5758 East Tennessee, my friend. 200 watts barefoot on parallel dipole. Always a pleasure, Simon.
Oh, there we go. There's the tape measure. I love it. All right, guys. So now what we're going to do is we are going to raise this. Yeah, this cord is really good stuff. And now I think 12 meters was about 88 inches, which is 224 centimeters. That's just a rough guess. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the SWR, and let's go here to AM, go meter, 1:1. Wow. You know, and that's what I love about this, guys. It's very, very consistent. So There we go. So now we can turn this back around. Front wide. Oh, look at this. What frequency? I'm not telling you, Dave. You got to find me, mate. Come on, buddy. You got to find me. Where was I yesterday?
Kilo Bravo 2, Quebec, Lima, Quebec. Thank you, so I got you 58 into Florida. And I got my family listening in on YouTube. My daughter up in Port St. Lucie, and my other family downstairs listening to you. Over.
Was it?
Kilo 5, Alpha Bravo, November. QSL 56, well, you're about a 55.
Yeah, 1 to 1. All right, guys. 21-3.
QSL, Simon, QSL, I've got you 5757. You're rocking in here, over.
And you're, hang on, your metrics. So you're exactly 10 feet tall, buddy.
Yeah, that's 120.
QRZ.
QSL, you're 5757, running 500 milliwatts on the silo wire, over. Roger, Kilo Oscar 4, call Alpha Romeo 5757 on 15 meters, and I cannot do what Kevin did. I don't have a radio that'll go that low.
QRZ.
Delta X-ray.
Buddy?
859 also back to Tennessee, my friend. 73 is looking for you on the next one.
Ray QRZ.
We saw the Juliet 5, Charlie.
Oh.
QSL the 59, got you 5757.
Ray QRZ.
W5 Radio Golf. QSL, you're 10 over here into Oklahoma, thanks.
Yeah, and you got a beam pointing at me or something?
Yeah, I got a 4-element home-built monoband.
Woo! Roger, mate. Well, I've got a tape measure. I've got a tape measure blasting at you, QSL.
Okay, well, it's working. QSL, well, you're doing a great job. Love listening to you.
That's right, QRZ.
Juliet 5, Juliet Tango November. Kilo Juliet 5, Alpha Tango November. Hey, Simon, got you coming in a beautiful 5-5 into Central Texas.
That's right, QRZ.
November Yankee 4, Juliet Bravo. QSL here, 5555, Tennessee, 73.
QRZ.
Oscar.
Holy smokes.
Victor Alpha 0, 1 November, Echo Oscar.
QRZ.
Kilo 6, Hotel India Kilo. QSL, I have a 5-7 in San Diego today.
This is what I love about this thing. So now we're just going to take it up. I think it was about, I can't remember what 17 meters was. I think it was about 14 feet, thereabouts. So then I'm just going to quickly press tune. Okay, so we're about 1.3 to 1. I'll go 15 feet. Other way, it's got to be shorter. So it's under 14 feet. So I think it's maybe about there. Okay, now we're 1 to 1 and we're 160 inches or 406 centimeters, guys. The X-ray QRZ. QRZ. Holy smokes, Chris, you're melting the radio, mate. You're 5'9", QSL, buddy.
Lower end frequency we go. Hey, I'll be looking for you on the next 73 from Tennessee.
QRZ.
November 4, Sierra, Whiskey, Sierra.
QSL.
QSL 7, I got you 5-7, Naples, Florida. 5-7 in Florida. Woohoo! Thank you, Simon.
Right, QRZ. 258 QRZ. QRZ. That's right, QRZ. QRZ.
Hey, Simon, good to hear you. Sorry I couldn't get you on the other band. You weren't strong enough to do anything with.
but anyway, glad you came down here on 20 so we can make a go of it. So thanks for another one. You're 5 and 5, over.
X-ray QRZ. X-ray QRZ. QRZ. Okay, Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo. Kevin, you did it, buddy.
You're 5-9 Iowa, 20 whiskey on the pedal power.